Today we have with us Dipali Verma, a compassionate mother, a dog mom, an entrepreneur, and the heart behind Pehchan. With an MBA in fashion business from Paris, she chose to channel her creativity into a purpose-driven initiative. Pehchan brings together art, self-love, and empowerment by working with the underprivileged and the orphaned kids, turning their heartfelt creations into a meaningful product. Every piece carries a story, and every purchase gives back to the very children who inspired it. Dipali's journey is all about turning empathy into action, and we're so excited to hear that today. Hi, Dipali.
Hello, Dimple.
I'm going to throw a googly at you. This says, What's your Pehchan?
Yes.
I want to know from Dipali, what is your Pehchan if it was just one word?
One word. Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't think I can sum my whole Pehchan into just one word because it's too much. Like, not just for me, but for everyone.
Right.
We all play so many different roles, in our lives. We're constantly changing, we're constantly evolving. So
Right.
I would say it could be evolving if you ask me for a word.
Yeah, that would make sense actually.
Yeah. So, because we are always learning new things, we are always moving ahead, we are always, embracing change as the only constant.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, that's one of the things we should be doing.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, evolving would be my word.
Perfect. Now let's come to the story. I've heard, I've seen, I've had some conversations with you, I've seen your website, but I want to know from you, what is the story of Pehchan? How did this come up? Was this a light bulb moment for you? Was this an interaction with a child that just completely changed the way you were thinking? What was it that led to Pehchan?
Okay. So, I have a 4-year-old son, and when he was around 3.5 years old, I decided to ask him a question.
Okay.
So, I asked him, do you love your papa? He said yes. Do you love your mama? He said yes.
Okay.
Do you love your friends? He said yes. And then I decided to ask him, do you love yourself? And the way he looked at me, he was like, wait, has she just asked me? Is that even a question?
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't use these words, but his expression told me
said
that.
it all. Yes, yes.
And then he just thought for a couple of seconds and he's like, no.
Oh my God.
And that broke my heart into a billion pieces. Because as a parent, I've never told him that he's a bad boy or he does bad things or I don't like him and this and that.
Yeah.
I've always been a parent for gentle parenting.
Yeah, yeah.
So that really shook me. And then I asked him why. Why do you not love yourself? Then he said, Mama, because I hit everybody, I throw things, I get angry, I scream, I don't listen to you. So I don't love myself.
Oh my God.
So, that really, really shook me as a person. I've never told him that he is not good for anything or he's a bad person or whatever. But just because he's made a mistake, he feels that he's unlovable.
Yeah.
So that was shocking. And then I told him that it's okay. We all do this at some point or the other. We all do this. We're humans. We're allowed to make mistakes.
Of course.
And that does not make us unlovable. If you make a mistake, you have the power to even make it right.
Yes.
Yes,
that's so important.
Just because you have that power, that means that you are a good person and you are lovable. So I don't know how much of it he understood.
But it was a wake-up call for you.
Yes, it was definitely a wake-up call for me.
My God, I have just goosebumps listening to this. Imagine a little tiny child saying that.
Absolutely. And then after like a few days, I asked him again. And then his answer was yes. So that was good.
Yeah, this means what you were talking to him, he was thinking or reflecting about it.
Yes, absolutely, he was. And that's when I thought about, children in orphanages and underprivileged children. So today my son has me to tell him all this.
Correct.
But what about those children? They have nobody who can tell them that, no matter what you have gone through in your life, you are still lovable.
And it's not your fault.
It's not your fault. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh my God. Sorry, I'm just so overwhelmed with this. So when you thought, okay, let me put Pehchan together, what did you want to bring to the world?
So honestly, when I thought of Pehchan, I actually wanted to bring out self-love and empowerment into the world.
Why these words?
I think these are very important words to me as a person, because when I was on my healing journey, I was told to look in the mirror, like look at myself in the mirror, into my own eyes and say, I love you. And I tried doing that. It wasn't good.
So the similar thing that I did is not I love you, but you're supposed to look in the mirror and hug yourself.
Oh, okay. That's even more difficult.
We feel all this is so alien, right?
Yes. And you're never taught to love yourself, right? You're always told कि ठीक है आप मम्मी से प्यार करो, पापा से प्यार करो, चाचा से, चाची से, सबसे प्यार करो, लेकिन आप खुद से कभी करो ऐसा किसी ने बोला ही नहीं है. That concept doesn't exist. So someone told me to do this, and I tried, and it was a fail. Honestly, I couldn't. So then I decided that I want to do this over and over again until and unless I am able to look at myself in the mirror and say these words to myself with confidence.
Correct.
And I feel empowerment means self-love. That is the definition of empowerment for me as a person.
Yes.
So I want to bring this message out there to the world, and I want to tell everyone, no matter what you are, who you are, what your gender is, how small or big you are, how you look, or whatever that is that defines you or is your pehchan, you are lovable, and self-love and empowerment is something that you can embrace.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. In fact, when I was thinking today before the podcast, like, what's my pehchan in one word? Like you said, it was so difficult to get that one word.
Yes.
And then finally, after like thinking hard, I decided it's love. It's like no matter what I do, the roles I play, the circumstances I face, if I bring love into it, I can achieve anything, you know, and it can turn into a moment of growth and a moment of compassion, a moment of giving.
Yes.
Not only for them, but also for me. So for me, love was the identity I was trying to create.
That's beautiful.
And you just spoke about that, you know, so I really resonate with self-love. I believe if you cannot fill your cup well, you cannot always give on to others.
Yes.
You know, from a space that is that lovable.
Yes.
You know, that's beautiful. I want to ask you this one thing that stayed with me. And I quote, "They heard they are enough." Can you share a memory of a child who realized their worth during your workshop?
Yes.
Because this sentence, "they heard they are enough," has really stayed with me.
Yes. So at this particular orphanage that we visited in the month of around May, first week of May, we did 4 days of back-to-back workshops with them.
Okay.
So these were 15 to 20 girls that were attending the workshop. And on the last day of the workshop, during the introduction, I decided to ask them कि आपने 3-4 दिन में हमसे क्या सीखा? In workshops में आपने क्या सीखा? And the answer that I got, I was so happy. The girls were saying things like, हम में दिमाग है, हम powerful है, हम super hero है, हम में हमारे dreams को achieve करने का talent है. These were the words they told us. And there's a reel about this on our Instagram. And that was the time I knew that these last 3 to 4 days, whatever I've told them, at least something has gone in.
Not something,
you know,
if this stays with them for their life, they'll be always making the right choices.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow, that is profound. That is liberating work, you know, that you're doing.
There's one more thing I would like to add to this actually, Dimple. When the thing with my son happened, the question that I asked him, there were a lot of thoughts coming in my head. So I also thought about how we watch movies and there's always a bad guy. And for the bad guy, they always show the childhood of what happened in that person's childhood and what, you know, framed that person.
Like this today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So childhood plays such an important role in any person's life that whatever you're told when you're a child, you actually believe it.
Yes, that's so true.
So, yeah.
You know, so that's why when you're working with kids, if you give them that right voice in the head, you know, you are enough.
Yes.
You're capable. You're strong. You're powerful. That's going to stay in all the decisions they make later.
Absolutely.
You know, that's why even I feel working with kids is the key to a great future and a great generations to come, literally.
Yes.
Our world depends on it.
Yes, definitely. I'm totally with you on this.
Also I know that you get these kids to develop artworks with you.
Yes.
Can you tell me about these artworks and also any artwork that stayed close to your heart?
Okay. So we give them different topics. Like, for example, for our 4-day workshops, there will be 4 different topics that we talk to them about. So I'll get into the whole flow of workshops later, how the workshop goes about. But when these children, they create artworks, or they're making a vision board, or if they're making gratitude trees, or making a superhero, or making a dream catcher, these fun things, they really put their hearts into it.
Of course.
And this one particular artwork I would like to tell you about. So we asked the children to make vision boards. So we gave them a lot of magazines and newspapers and scissors and everything, and we told them, whatever is your vision for your future, however you want yourself to be, when you grow up, you visualize that, look for pictures that relate to that, cut them out, and then paste them on your vision board.
Yes.
So there was this particular child who there was a huge board given to them, by the way. It was like a big board. So this child, what he does is, he cuts one picture of Ed Sheeran.
Okay.
And he sticks it in the middle of that board. And then Ed Sheeran is singing a song. Then he takes a picture of people standing as a crowd. He cuts that and he sticks it there. Then what he does is, he puts googly eyes on their faces of the people standing. He puts, for their face, he puts a googly eye. Like everyone has a googly eye to their face. So that's their face. Then he makes, like a fire sort of a thing coming out of Ed Sheeran's mouth.
Oh.
And like a fire sort of a thing around him.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is my vision. Then he writes, life is too short, come and sing with me, on the vision board. And he's like, that's it, I'm done. Within 10 minutes, he was done. He's like, this is my vision for my future. I write rap songs. I want to be a rapper. He's 12 years old, Dimple. He's like, I want to be a rapper when I grow up. I write my own songs. I want to have a concert exactly like this, with people standing like this and, singing with me.
My goodness.
That was so inspiring.
And I'm telling you, very soon we'll see this child turn into that big singer.
I'm 100%
because
sure.
the surety with which he's done this, is enough. That's the manifestation.
Yeah.
My God, I don't think I'm forgetting this story ever now.
And we made a t-shirt out of it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there's also, if you see the website, there is a yellow t-shirt that we got inspired by that artwork and we've created.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Okay, that brings me to what I'm wearing.
Yes.
I want to know something. I'm wearing Pehchan, by the way.
That's one of our best-selling t-shirts.
Yeah, so it has this dream catcher kind of situation going on.
Yeah.
So can you tell me something about this? How did this come up?
Okay, so for this, I'll tell you, whenever somebody places an order with us, they get something like this with the children's artwork.
Okay.
Of the workshop that we conducted, and there is an explanation to how we came up with the particular design. So what element has inspired what, which artwork has inspired what element of the
t-shirt. So basically when I get the t-shirt home or a product home, I'm going to get to know the story behind it.
Exactly, yes. You will get to know the story.
Instant way of relating to this,
Yes.
What's the story of my dream catcher?
So basically, I'll tell you. I don't need to read.
You don't need to read, of course.
So this particular t-shirt is inspired by the Dream Catcher Quest workshop we had at a particular school for underprivileged children. And the moon phases, the phases of the moon, they signify like the phases that you go through in your life. There are different phases that you will go through. Sometimes you will be whole as a person. Sometimes you won't be that whole. Sometimes you will just be half. Sometimes you will show up maybe, not even half. But sometimes you will be full. So you have phases. Your identity, your pehchan is changing. It has phases. So you need to embrace every phase of yourself. That is where your whole identity will come in place, and that's when you will truly love and accept yourself.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to share something really profound here. The people who know me know that I'm a moon person. I am obsessed with the moon's energy. I am moon bathing half of the time. So people who know me know how close I feel to the moon. And I have looked at the moon as my mom. I look at it as the one who will nurture me. So I'm
Wow.
very close to that. The fact that I'm wearing a t-shirt which denotes that itself shows how I've attracted this t-shirt.
Yes.
And there was this beautiful thing that I read up. I read a lot about the moon. That, you know, just because today you can't see the full moon or you
Yeah.
can see just a part of it, it does not mean that the moon is not whole. It's just that today you can't see it.
Yes.
But somewhere
Wow.
in another part of the world, somebody can see the moon as whole.
Yeah.
The moon is not becoming half. It's just that it's covered rest for that day.
Right.
You know, so that's how we are. We are whole all the time.
Yes.
But on certain days we are low. So only a part of us is shining.
Yes.
On a few months of our life, we're going through so much darkness that we're not able to shine at all.
Yeah.
And that's still okay, right? That doesn't take away
Absolutely.
my wholeness.
Yes.
That doesn't take away who I am. You know, so I resonate so much with the teachings of the moon. You
Yeah.
know, that when you said this, it just brought up that memory.
Yeah.
That, you know, and there was another podcast I've done in which I've spoken about an entire episode to do with the learnings of the moon. So
Okay. Wow.
this is exceptionally beautiful. A conversation that is taking place, and the fact that I'm wearing phases of the moon.
Yes.
And I think for me also it's a reminder, you know, Dipali, that the days when I'm feeling too low and I can't back myself up, you know, and I'm like, it's okay. Like, I can't shine today, so what? That
Yeah.
doesn't make me less lovable.
Absolutely.
You said it, you know, it's like,
Yeah.
why are we taking away the love portion from things?
Mm.
You know, so I really resonate with that. And, you know, there are these numbers that I want to talk about now.
Yeah.
4 session workshops each, 100 plus artworks, 50 plus children. I want to understand the emotions these words bring up to you in your journey with Pehchan.
Firstly, I feel very proud
Yeah,
of Pehchan and of myself.
Yeah.
You know, a friend of mine few weeks ago asked me the same thing.
Oh, okay.
And I said to her that these numbers are okay. They may keep changing. But even if 2 children out of these children, they come up to me in the future and say, Didi, whatever you told us has made a difference to us. And today we are here and we were able to achieve our dreams because of maybe the vision board that we made with you, or maybe the dream catcher that you know, helped us make. I think that is more powerful than any numbers in the world.
I agree. I totally agree with that. It's
Yeah.
not about the numbers and how much, and, you know, it's not maths when it comes to compassion, right?
Absolutely.
It's about that, even that one life changed, and you know that you being in the world is mattering.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know these are just numbers which will keep changing
I'm
and
sure they
evolving.
will. Yes, evolving.
Yeah. You know, I want to understand that, you know, when kids are doing this artwork with you, of course, through their art, they're able to express so well.
Yeah.
But can you give me a little insight into what's happening with them emotionally, or in their own sense of Pehchan, in their own sense of identity? What are you noticing there?
Yeah. So there is one particular incident that I would like to share with you.
Of course.
So we visited this orphanage and we told them about, it was the first day that we visited, and we gave the introduction. We told them about what we're going to be doing and everything. We told them the story and everything. It was all fun. We played a game also. And then the activity part came in. And then we gave the supplies to the children, and they were, you know, they started doing the activity. There was this one particular girl. She was just sitting, like, she's just like, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
So then I asked her why. She's like, क्या बोल रहे हो आप, ये विजन बोर्ड, ये क्या ग्रेटिट्यूड ट्री, ड्रीम कैचर, मेरे को कुछ नहीं करना है, क्या है ये? So then I was like, okay, this is the first time I'm coming across something like this.
Yeah.
But then I understood where she's coming from actually, because there's so much trauma, there's so much happened in their lives, they're not able to process a lot of things. So if she wants to be, let her be. So I told her, ठीक है, आप कुछ भी मत करो, हम जो बोल रहे हैं सिर्फ आप सुनो, बस उतना ही करो, कुछ नहीं करना आपको, कोई बात नहीं, no problem. आप बस बैठ के
accept them for who they are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Nobody can force anyone to do anything.
Yeah.
And that's not what we want to do.
Correct.
So आप just बैठ के सुनो हम क्या बोल रहे हैं. So then she's like, ठीक है. First day she didn't do anything. She was just sitting. Second day, again introduction happened, game happened, story happened, everything happened. Children are doing the activity. She goes in a corner and she sits. She's like, मेरे को नहीं करना है.
Okay.
Then third day comes. Then she's like, ठीक है मैं करती हूँ. Then she took a paper. She's like, so it was like a gratitude tree activity. She's like, मैं tree नहीं बनाऊंगी, मेरे को cloud बनाना है.
Okay.
So ठीक है, आप cloud बना दो. As long as you're writing your gratitude, I'm okay with any shape you're making.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be a gratitude tree. As long as you're writing that I am grateful for so and so thing, I'm okay with that. So she made clouds. Then an activity came where they had to make superheroes. Basically, the activity was to identify the superhero within yourself, basically the good qualities of you, and bring that out on paper. That was that. So she decided to do a handprint. She put paint on her hands, and then she did this to make like wings, and then beach mein she put ice cream sticks, and she put googly eyes. All the children saw that, and everyone followed what she did. So can you imagine, from not wanting to do anything, आप क्या बोल रहे हो, मेरे को करना ही नहीं है, तो ठीक है मैं करती हूँ, to becoming the inspiration for everyone else. That's how she evolved in 4 days.
God, this is huge.
This
is really huge.
It really does make a difference. I have seen it.
Yes, of course.
Even 3 to 4 days of you telling children कि you are enough, you are lovable, आप ये करो, आप वो करो, आप इसमें अच्छे हो. That makes a difference. कि 4 दिन में बच्चा एक से पलट गया. मतलब it was shocking for me also.
Yeah, it's the kind of words we're feeding into their mind. You know? And we have the power and the choice to decide whether we're going to tell them something negative to keep, which will become their inner voice, or are we going to say something so positive?
Exactly. I could have forced her कि नहीं करो. नहीं आप वही करो जो मैं बोल रही हूँ. नहीं आपको cloud क्यों बनाना है, tree बनाओ. मैं बोल सकती थी उसको, but I was like, it's okay. Let her come around at her own pace, at her own time.
Yeah.
And just we left her free. And then she came around and how?
Yeah, because you accepted her for who she was.
Yes.
That's the first step.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what also is something that you're bringing on the table along with the other things that you do.
Yes.
And coming to the other things you do, I just wanted to shed light कि website पर क्या-क्या products है.
Yes.
Why those products? You know, give me some idea. I know there are t-shirts, but I know there are more things. Let's talk about that.
Okay. So if you see on the website, there are 2 broad categories. One is Pehchan Originals and there is Pehchan Inspirations. So Pehchan Originals is designed by me and my team with a message of self-love and empowerment. So there are different products that we've created basically to build a Pehchan lifestyle, to be honest.
Got it.
So there is an affirmation mirror. There are 10 different designs of affirmation mirrors. So when you wake up in the morning, you look at yourself in an affirmation mirror, say a positive thing to yourself, something like
coming from your experience. Look in the mirror and say, I love you. Thank you for that, because we all need that affirmation mirror at home.
We really do. Honestly, I figured that out. Like you need to keep saying things to yourself and only then will you believe it.
Correct.
You know, so 10 different affirmation mirrors. You can look at yourself in the mirror when you wake up in the morning and say an affirmation to yourself. Then you go to the kitchen, you take out milk from the fridge. There's a fridge magnet giving you an affirmation.
So you thought through this.
I have.
This is my day, and how everywhere I go, I have to think positive.
Yes, I have to have a lifestyle around me where everything I look at needs to tell me something good about myself.
Yeah, and that should become my Pehchan.
Yes.
Oh my God, I love this.
So that fridge magnet.
Okay.
And then I go to my office and then I sit and I want to make notes in my book. My notebook is a Pehchan notebook.
Oh.
And it has an affirmation on it and it has drawings of children on it.
My God.
What was inspired. That. And then I open my laptop. My laptop has stickers of Pehchan.
Okay then.
Yes.
Like I am in your face every minute of the day.
Every minute
no
of the
excuse
day.
now.
Yes. So then you have those stickers.
Yeah.
And am I forgetting anything? No,
I'm going to pick something that I've brought along today.
How can I forget that?
Okay, tell us about it before I'm going to make you play this with me.
Yes. So basically now I've done my work and everything.
Yeah.
And then now in the evening I want to go out with my friends. I take my game along with me. I sit at a cafe, my friends are around me and then I play What's Your Pehchan?
Yeah.
And I skip the small talk and I get into deeper, meaningful conversations.
Absolutely.
That, make me realize a lot of things, not only about myself, but about my friends as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Correct?
Yes, let's do it.
So excited for this part of the podcast. Okay, so I'm going to pick a card for you.
Okay.
Let's see what it says.
And then I'll pick one for you as well.
Okay, done. Okay, so this card is of a section called Me, Myself and Why. And the question is, who has influenced your life the most and why?
Okay. That's a difficult question.
You designed it.
Okay. I designed it, but I never thought of the answers to it.
Yeah.
So someone who's really inspired me, I would say, is first of all my father. He was a really, really compassionate, generous, and a very giving person. He recently passed away, and I think I take a lot of inspiration from him. He's done a lot for people. He used to love children a lot. And the second person would be my son, for sure.
Yeah.
He is the one who actually inspired me to start Pehchan.
Correct.
So that also is one of my biggest inspirations.
Yeah. Wow. I'm going to talk more about that soon.
Yes.
I'm picking up another section which says, around that surrounds. So the question is, if your pet or your favorite animal could talk for a minute, what would they say? Oh my God, that is so cute.
God. So I have 2 dogs. Okay.
Okay.
So I have.
Yeah, you're a dog mom.
I'm a dog mom.
Yeah.
And I actually have 3 children. I don't have 1 child. I have 3 children. I tell everybody. So I have 2 dogs and 1 son.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love my dogs. I'm obsessed with them.
Right.
Especially Aster. So Aster is my first child.
Okay.
So before Vedu, I had Aster
Okay.
with me. I was 5 months pregnant when Aster came to me.
Okay.
And I kind of felt like this divine connection with him because I saw a post on this group on Facebook called Dog Friendly Pune. And he was up for adoption. He's an indie. And someone had rescued him. And he was up for adoption. I just saw his picture, I saw his eyes, I just felt something.
Yeah.
Like it was
Instant
unexplainable.
connection.
It was an instant connection. Something told me that he's mine. There's something I could just relate with his eyes. And I told my husband I really want to go meet him. And then we went and met him and we just got him home.
Yeah.
And then he's my Aster. Like whoever knows me on a personal level knows
Yeah.
how obsessed I am with Aster.
So if Aster's talking to you, what is he saying right now?
Get off me. He's telling me to get off him because I'm constantly going and hugging
Oh my
and kissing.
God.
And I'm all over him. I tell him everything I do in a day.
Yeah.
I even ask him kya karna hai. So I give him like this options.
Oh my
and then
God.
he will with his paw tell me what to do.
You are obsessed.
I am obsessed with him on a different level.
That's too sweet.
And then he growls at me also sometimes because I'm always on.
Yeah, so he's like, get off me really sounds like it.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to give you these pack of cards and I'm going to play one.
Yes,
Let's
I'm
see
just
what
going to
turns
randomly
out for me.
pick
Yeah.
out for you.
Please be a good one.
So again, me, myself and why I'll pick out. So that's me, myself and why. And the question is, what's one thing you're really proud of?
I think I'm proud of the fact that no matter how many times the world tried to write me off, I came back.
That's
Every deep darkness I've seen, I have learned to be my own light.
Wow.
And and I think that's helped me really stay the grounded human being I am today and the work that I'm doing.
That's so beautiful, Dimple.
That hit a chord.
Yeah. One more. I'll ask
Okay.
you something from Around That Surrounds.
Okay.
Okay. So that's Around That Surrounds. And the question is, what's a trait in others that you find hard to accept but are trying to be more patient with?
This is easy for me to answer. Since I am not only a punctual person, I'm also someone who reaches before time everywhere because I believe punctuality is not about time, it's about respect.
Right.
Of my time and effort and also of the person who's coming.
Yeah.
So when people commit to a time and don't land up, or they're constantly late and they're giving me excuses and they've not planned their day well, that only shows that, right? That if they planned it well, they would keep the traffic in mind and this excuse in mind and that excuse in mind.
Right.
But they've not done that.
Yeah.
So it starts getting me really worked up and irritated. But because I've understood that concept about divine timing, I've realized they're just a zaria to shift this time.
Yeah.
So if I was supposed to meet someone at 2 and it's happened at 2:30, it's because 2 o'clock was not the right divine time for my work to happen with that person.
Right.
So that person coming late is God's intervention to say that, Dimple, 2 o'clock is not the right time.
Yeah.
Let it become 2:30 and your work will happen in your favor.
Yeah.
So when I've started seeing people as zariyas of God's message, I've stopped getting so worked up if they are late.
That's nice. So even for me, the same thing I would say. You know, I'm always on time even if I'm late.
Yeah.
Always. So I can
oh my God, how alike we are. Yeah. Okay, now that we spoke about this product, which is real fun, what is your favorite product?
Okay, I love all of them, honestly.
I know, it's like all are your babies.
Yeah, all of them are my babies.
But still,
I would say
one.
The affirmation mirrors, honestly, I love them.
Yeah.
Like those, all the 10 designs I absolutely love. And, you know, they're so inspiring.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, I don't know how to put it in words, but I think affirmation mirrors, they really make a difference.
Yeah.
Saying an affirmation to yourself, looking at yourself and saying it really makes
it's very powerful. It's very, very powerful.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the inspiration that comes from the kids, which gets onto the product. Can you tell me, how do you select these communities, or how do you select these set of kids to do the workshops with and so on?
Yeah. So there's no particular criteria or anything that we follow.
Okay.
So now we try to contact these institutes or organizations.
Yeah.
But most of the times what happens is people, they want to skip the workshops and get to the monetary part of it. You know, that happens a lot. So, and there are certain institutes that tell us that, hey, we are not really worried about the financial aspect, but we care about the well-being of our children.
Yeah.
We care about what you're going to come and talk to them. So then we give them a list of everything that we are going to be doing during the workshop and what are the topics we'll be, you know, conducting with the children, like the whole rundown of the workshops in every detail possible. We give them a document and we ask them to refer to it, and then, you know, they can just let us know if that's okay with them.
Yeah.
So so there's no actually particular criteria or whatever. Whoever aligns to
when you said this monetary aspect, I'm trying to understand that how do you function? Like, you know, the kids are doing the drawings and you're like getting inspired, converting them into products, then doing sales.
Yeah.
How does this cycle work? How does it end? How does it go back to the kids?
Yes. So we call it the empowerment cycle.
Okay.
Pehchan's empowerment cycle.
Okay.
So firstly, we go and we conduct these workshops.
Yeah.
Then the children create artwork. We get inspired by this artwork and create prints for our products, right? And then whenever we make a sale, a portion of every purchase will be given back to these children. But not in terms of cash, but in terms
of course, that's risky as well.
Yes. So in terms of what they require, it could be food items, it could be clothing, it could be stationery. So whatever budget that we shell out for them, we'll be purchasing these items and giving it back to them.
Fantastic. That's where the kids feel like the onus and the responsibility towards what they're doing as well. That's
so once we are done with the first cycle of our sales, we'll be making a presentation of how everything happened, how much love people gave to the products.
So the kids come to know all this.
Yes, they need to know. I think that is very important to be so transparent with them that, hey, you know, we did this workshop with you, you created artwork, how we got inspired, what elements did we pick from what thing, how did the audience
react to all this,
to this, and what kind of love was shown to it. And you know, this is what we now want to give to you.
Yeah. So then what is next? Like now these kind of projects. So what is the next project? Or I don't know if I should ask you the next 3 to 5 year plan, because I know this is not a confident conversation and we both believe in living in for the moment.
Yes.
So what is next? What is this workshop that you're coming up with? What is it that the audience can look forward to, support perhaps?
Yeah.
You know, and where is this all stemming from? Where's the inspiration coming from?
So 3 to 5 years, as you said, I don't know, honestly. That would be my straightforward answer to you. I don't know, and I don't want to think of 3 to 5 years. I want to think of what I want to do now.
Exactly.
So now that the first cycle of workshops and the first cycle of sales is going on, the workshops are over and the sale is going on.
Yeah.
Now I actually want to expand. Not only now we're doing children, basically we're just doing children, but now I want to help other underserved communities as
Okay.
well, like widow women, destitute women,
Yeah.
the elderly,
Yeah.
maybe even stray dogs.
Hmm.
I'll figure out a way of how we can help them.
Correct. Correct.
With Pehchan,
Yeah.
by integrating their identity also into what we want to do as a bigger picture. And if you ask me now what the next step for Pehchan is, now is the second cycle of workshops that
Okay.
we will be starting very soon.
Hmm.
And this cycle of workshops is going to be based on how to turn loss and grief into self-love and empowerment.
Oh my God.
Because as I told you, I recently lost my dad last month.
Yeah.
And it was a very, very difficult time for me.
Of course, the fact that you're sitting here today itself, I really look at you very differently
Yeah.
and how much courage it's taken for
I
you
am
to be
sitting here for him today. I know he's looking at me and he's proud of his little girl.
Yeah.
This is my child, and this is my child who saw everything she saw in the ICU the other day, and she's still here.
And she decided to convert that pain into purpose.
Yes. So yeah, sorry.
No, don't worry about it.
So the next cycle is going to be on converting loss and grief into self-love and empowerment, because I felt that pain of loss,
Yeah.
but I saw my 4-year-old son also feel it.
Yeah.
He couldn't understand where Nanu went. For him, Nanu has gone to God and he is in God's planet. So, he tells us, Nanu ko bolo na God ke planet se earth pe aane, wo wahan kyun chale gaye?
Yeah.
He doesn't understand.
How do you process this?
He's
right?
4 years old.
Exactly.
So I saw that, and I'm still trying to make him understand the fact that he's not physically here with us, but he is here with us.
Yeah.
In another way, he is here with us.
Yeah.
And my dad, he passed away on his birthday.
Oh
The
my
same
God.
day he was born. Around the same time that he was born, 70 years ago, it was his 70th birthday, the day he passed away.
That's literally a cycle complete.
Yes, he completed one whole cycle of his lifetime. And my son decided to make a card for him. So did my niece. My niece is 11 years old.
Okay.
And both of them, they decided to make a birthday card for Nanu.
So sweet.
And because it was his birthday also,
Yes,
they
yes.
didn't get to celebrate that birthday
Yes.
with him. Nanu went away somewhere,
Yeah.
where they don't know
Yeah.
where he is. But they wanted to celebrate his birthday, so they made birthday cards for him. And then we just put the birthday cards into the river, telling them, this will reach Nanu. How it will reach, where it will reach, will the fish eat it or whatever, that doesn't matter. But Nanu has seen your card and it will reach him somehow.
Yeah.
So that's the way we try to put it across towards them, try to heal that, sort of a shock that they
Yeah.
got as well.
Yeah. And it's so tough.
It is. I saw that and I saw how I was dealing with it.
Correct.
Every night I was just crying. Like even now, I am better now, in a better place mentally, but it's very difficult to lose a parent,
Yes.
to lose your father. Like he was my everything.
Yeah.
So then I thought about orphan children, like children who don't have parents,
yeah.
at all. They've lost their parents at a very young age, and maybe they've blamed themselves for it. कि हम में कुछ खराब है या
So they left
हम
me.
अनलकी है, इसलिए हमारे पेरेंट्स नहीं
छोड़
है
के
हमारे,
चले गए.
छोड़ के चले गए,
Yeah.
या वो
Of course, and I've
गुजर
seen
गए.
a lot of kids who do this.
So then for us to tell them that it was not your fault, it was the circumstances, or it was really nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
You were a child when it
Yeah.
happened,
Yeah.
and it shouldn't leave that scar inside you,
Yeah.
saying कि मेरे मम्मी पापा नहीं हैं.
I am responsible.
Yes, नहीं है और उसके लिए मैं responsible. नहीं, it's not you. To convert that scar or that loss and that grief into self-love and empowerment is
My
something
God.
that is very important to me right now. And I feel like I'll heal myself also in this
You
journey.
will. That's so true. And it's not going to be easy.
Yeah.
This is going to be one of the toughest workshops, according to me, because I
Yes.
think loss and grief converting into purpose and beauty, it takes its time.
It
You know,
does.
and it will need a lot out of you to make this workshop happen, is how
Yeah.
I'm seeing it. But definitely that kind of healing will just set you free.
Yes.
And it's looking more like a tribute to your dad.
And it's
You
not
know.
going to set me free, like not just me, it'll be the children as well.
Of course.
Yes. And
Oh
it
my
is a
God.
tribute to my father.
Yeah.
We will also be coming up with a special tribute collection to my father, which we will be upcycling his clothes.
Okay.
We'll be, making things out of what he's left behind,
Okay.
and we will make some purpose out of it.
My God, that's
I don't want to tell you too much about it
no,
right
that's
now.
fair. I want the audience
But,
to keep looking at your page to
yes.
see these reveals also happening.
Yes.
And your dreams coming into reality, to which they can also resonate. We've all lost someone we've loved.
Yes.
Right? We've all dealt with grief, and we've always questioned ourselves, I don't know what to do with this big, huge ass emotion in front of me.
Exactly.
It just leaves you feeling so crippled.
Yeah.
But it's high time someone tells us, isse kya kar sakte ho tum?
Absolutely.
So I think this is going to be very, very profound.
Yeah.
Very.
You can convert it into something that is full of love.
Yeah.
Love and light.
Yeah.
Basically, the loss, the shadows of grief and the shadows of loss can be converted into something lovable.
Yeah.
You'll know how.
I'm waiting. I am totally
Yes.
going to be a part of this because, of course, our visions align a lot after all the conversations we've had. And I want to know, how has running Pehchan transformed you as a person? Though I think it's a very redundant question at this point. I've understood a lot now, but I still want you to say it in words.
It has definitely healed me, I would say. So, yeah, I mean, maybe I'm not consciously aware of how and what parts it has healed.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely sure it is healing.
Yeah.
And every single child I meet, every workshop we conduct, every volunteer I meet, every person who comes up to me and says that they want to associate with Pehchan, every single person has healed me in a way which even maybe I don't understand.
Yeah.
So I am definitely healing.
Correct. That's beautifully put. So, Dipali, while going through your website, I noticed that there is a personal touch in everything, right from founding of Pehchan to the products that are being displayed to the modeling of the t-shirts.
Yeah.
What's your experience been? And tell me something about it.
Okay. So, Pehchan is my baby, I would say. It's like my fourth child. I treat it as my fourth child. So, when you are doing something for your child, it has to be perfect to the T, right?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So that's what Pehchan is for me. I want everything to be perfect to the T. And that's why I like to do most of the things myself.
Okay.
And also, I love fashion.
Mm-hmm.
I am an MBA in fashion business.
Yes, that's right.
So that's why I just love fashion and love all aspects of it.
Yeah.
And I also love modeling. So
right. So you're getting the chance to explore those things.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
Yeah, I always keep saying that if you have a skill, of course, share it with the world, but also share it for a good cause. At least a part of it.
Yes.
So, your whole fashion skill and your whole knowledge in this field, you used it so well.
Yes.
Of course, you can tomorrow have an entire designer company if you had to.
Yeah.
But to still use that fashion sense to give back to society, that's what completes the cycle of our skill sets.
And Dimple, now that you say that, I could have started any fashion brand.
Yeah.
I could have just started a t-shirt brand or a boutique or, like
so many options.
But it wouldn't have made sense. Like, it would not have hit me so deep as Pehchan does.
Yeah.
It would not have made sense, like how I explained about the t-shirt that you're wearing and about how each element is inspired by something and how we pick from children's art.
There would be no depth, no impact.
Exactly. Yeah. It would have just been a random fashion brand out there, and I don't think the world needs one.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Now, I'm so glad you chose to go this path with your fashion knowledge and sense. It's brilliant. Dipali, do you have any volunteer or community-based stories that are especially dear to you? Something that the listeners can take back home with them?
So, a lot of people have wanted to volunteer with us.
Yes.
And I had initially put up a story on Instagram saying that I'm looking for volunteers.
Okay.
And a few of my friends had also shared it around.
Right.
And then this particular girl, she came up and said that I want to volunteer. And she turns out to be one of the girls from one of the places that I was associated with when I was growing up.
My God.
Yes. So when we did an orientation with the volunteers, she said that I want to give the knowledge that I received as a child to more children out there. that is why I want to volunteer with Pehchan. And that was really, really impactful.
Yeah.
And it was so beautiful
You
that
know-
so many years ago, she was there and I was there, and now we're again back together and making this difference.
Yeah, I call this the kindness circle.
Yeah.
You know, this is how the kindness circle needs to happen. And
Yes.
when the kids that we work with also,
Yeah.
we never allow them to have a very victim mindset.
Yeah.
कि किसी ने help कर दिया, help किया तो अब तुम क्या करो?
Yeah.
You will pass it forward.
Yes.
You know, kindness is something that needs to get passed forward, and everybody has the capacity to do that.
Absolutely.
It's not based on money, it's not based on resources. Just
Yes.
kindness as a quality is supposed to be passed on forward, and that's just
Yes.
happening with you.
Yes,
That's
it is.
beautiful. Thank you for sharing this.
Thank you.
So, Dipali, take me through a typical workshop at Pehchan. From that blank canvas to the empowered child. What does it look like?
Okay. So when we go, we start with an introduction. We tell them that we are here from Pehchan, and we tell them our names and one thing we love to do. So all the volunteers, they introduce themselves like that. And
Okay.
then the children also introduce themselves, saying their name and which class they are in and what they love to do.
Right.
And then that's how the introduction happens. And then we get on to the icebreaker game. So we play a little game just to, lighten things up,
Of
make
course.
things fun.
Yeah.
And then we get the energies high up and running. And then we make them sit for story time.
Okay.
So in the story time, we have our 4 mascots of Pehchan.
Okay.
So they are inspired by 4 elements of nature. So there's Tej, who is the fire element. There's Prithvi, who is the earth element.
Yeah.
There's the Thara, who is the water element, and Megha, the wind element.
Oh, wow.
So we have these 4
Such
mascots.
thoughtful names.
Yeah, we've kept these names because children will be able to relate better to these names.
Right.
What if someone's name is Megha or
Yeah.
someone's name is Tej? They'll be like, "Arey, ye to mera hai,
Haan.
wo mera naam hai." They can relate to that.
Correct.
So that's why we kept these names. And we have these placards of the mascots with us, and we place them behind us while telling the story.
Right.
For now, we are doing this, but in future, we would like to create animated videos and maybe storybooks out of these
Correct.
mascots, or even soft toys for
Why
that
not?
matter.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is there. That is there in the future for us.
Correct.
So after the story time, basically during the story time, we tell them about manifestation. For example, a topic is manifestation.
Yeah.
So if I tell a child manifestation, ऐसे manifest करो, ऐसा लिखो, वो करो, they'll be like, क्या है ये? What are you saying?
Yeah.
But if I tell them a story, कि okay, there were these 4 friends and this is how they manifested this. Okay, this is what manifestation means.
Correct.
That's how they'll know about it.
Superb.
Yeah. Then comes the activity where we explain to them, okay, today we're making a vision board. And this is what a vision board means. And this is how we make it. We cut pictures and then we stick it. Or if it's a gratitude tree, we tell them what gratitude is and you know why we first should be grateful for what we have before thinking about what we want.
Right. Right.
So things like that. And then after the activity, if there is time, we go through the recap of the day of what we learned.
Right. Yes.
And usually at the end, we take permission from the institute or the organization if we can give something to the children to eat. Some people don't allow us for cupcakes and sweets and chocolates, so we don't do that.
Yeah.
We generally give a fruit.
Okay,
At
fair
the
enough. That's a great choice.
Yeah. So that's the whole rundown of workshops.
Right. And then you also go back to these kids on day 2, day 3, complete
Yes.
your workshops with them.
Right.
And
yes.
how do you end that circle where you mentioned to me how you go back and tell them what really happened out in the world?
Yes. So yes, we will be doing that. Our first cycle of workshops just ended in end of May is when we finished it. Now the sales are going on the website.
Correct.
Once we are done with 1 quarter of sales, we will be going back with a presentation to them and we will be telling them, this is what inspired us from your artworks. This is how we created this.
Yeah.
These t-shirts, these notebooks or whatever. And this is the love it received from people. And this is how everyone has reacted to what we've created.
Correct.
And this is what we want to give back
To you. Fantastic. This is brilliant stuff happening.
Yes, thank you.
And my last question, these children you work with that you mentioned, if they came up to you and you had to give them that one message that sticks with them for life, what would it be?
So, any child that comes up to me, I would like to tell them that, whatever I tell them in the workshops, basically, you are lovable.
Yeah.
You are enough. I think that is something that a lot of children don't believe, but you are enough. You are lovable.
Yes.
You are, you can love yourself too. You have the right to do that.
Absolutely.
I think a lot of children, they feel like हम खुद से क्यों प्यार करें या खुद से प्यार करने का कॉन्सेप्ट ही क्या है ये नहीं पता.
That's the main thing. ये होता क्या है?
Yeah, what is self-love? So I want to tell every child that you have the right to love yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is
the message.
That is the message.
And I think that's the message for all our viewers. So any last words, anything that you want our viewers to go back with? The platform is all yours.
Think I've said too much already. But I mean, I don't know what else to say. There's a lot of fun things coming up this month. The month of September is very busy for us. And there is going to be a lot that you'll see from us on our Instagram as well. And I would just like to say, keep supporting us, keep showing us your love. And thank you so much to everybody who has supported us. And thank you so much, Dimple, for having me on the podcast. And it was really amazing to speak to you today. And
I'm taking back a lot.
Yeah, so am I. Thank you. Yeah.
And I just want all of you to know that please never underestimate the power of one person. Don't just ever look at yourself and say, मैं एक ही हूँ, मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ. In fact, every drop makes the ocean. Come support causes that are making a big difference and be part of a community that really matters. Thank you, Dipali.
Thank you.
Through Pehchan, Dipali reminds us that healing, love, and creativity can go hand in hand, and even the smallest act of support can change a child's world. If her story touched you today, do explore Pehchan. Carry a piece of this art with you and be a part of the cycle of giving back.